Hello, this is Zunera Malik, and I will be your Urdu tutor this summer. So I'm originally from Pakistan. I'm currently pursuing my doctorate degree in second language acquisition and teaching here at the U of A. And considering that I'm from Pakistan, Urdu is one of the very first languages that I ever learned to communicate in, to read, and to write, along with Punjabi, which is a regional language in Pakistan. Considering that it's one of the first languages that I ever learned, Urdu holds a very sentimental value for me. It is a language that I feel can help me best express my emotions, my feelings, my point of view, my ideology, my philosophy. It's a language that I feel very personally connected to because it is a language I associate with family, with home, with um, it's just a language that I feel like is a part of me. It's a part of my personality. As a language instructor and as a person who specializes or is trying to specialize in second language acquisition and teaching, every single language that you learn becomes a part of you. But that first language that you ever learn to communicate in, that first language that becomes, your first channel to the world outside, that always holds a very special value for you. And just like that, Urdu is a very special language to me. But along with that personal or emotional connection, I also consider Urdu to be a very beautiful, very expressive, very dynamic, very adaptable, very flexible language. And I feel like that beauty needs to be shared with the world. The the literature that is there in Urdu, the poetry, the arts, the music, the artistry, the very nature of Urdu to be able to take in so many new words and to change its nature and to express so many different emotions just with a few switches between words or between tones or between vowels or consonant sounds. I feel like that is something that is very beautiful and it needs to be shared or it should be shared with the world. And that is why I migrated towards the UA's Critical Languages program. I felt like Urdu was a language that needs to be shared with the world. Its beauty, its poetry, its literature, it's something that needs to be shared with the world. Another thing that makes Urdu special as a language is its history. Urdu basically emerged as a migratory kind of a language where people who were from all across the globe, when they needed a common language to communicate in, right at the start of the Ottoman Empire, they needed that common language to communicate in, and that's where Urdu emerged from. And because it emerged as the sort of from a place of connection between all of these different people, it has its roots in Persian, in Arabic, in Hindi, in Sanskrit, in so many different languages around the world. Right now, because of its constant contact with English, Urdu has also sort of taken in so many English words and made those words its own. So that's why I feel like Urdu is a very special language because of its ability to constantly evolve and change with the changing times, and also with its ability, with its very historical root, where it didn't just come out from one language or two languages, rather it came out from a mixture of about 100 different varieties that was spoken within that area, within the subcontinent at that time in history. Now, in the future tutoring sessions that I hope a lot of students will come to, um, students might expect interactive, engaging lessons with lots and lots of opportunities to practice and to really learn the language. It's not something that I plan to be just for the sake of, completing those credits or just getting done with the class time. I really hope to be able to help students learn the language. I do not aim for perfection. I don't expect that the students will be, writing poetry in Urdu by the end of this tutoring session. But I do hope that the students will be able to um, use Urdu for basic everyday communication between themselves, between other people, with other people, and to be able to really start to see that beauty that is there in Urdu. Um, A very common misconception about Urdu that I look forward to clarifying is that Urdu is basically Hindi. While the two languages have a lot of commonalities between them, Hindi basically has a lot of its roots in Sanskrit. If you are familiar with the script of Urdu and Hindi looks completely different because while Hindi has its roots in Sanskrit, as mentioned, Urdu has its roots in Arabic and Persian. So the script is very, very different. Another misconception about Urdu is that it is impossible to master. While it is a difficult language, I will not lie about that, it is not impossible to learn Urdu. It is actually quite easy once you get past or once you have gotten through the basic script knowledge and the basic sound system knowledge. It is quite easy to understand Urdu because once you know that sound system and the script system and you know about the possible combinations, you can pretty much learn the rest of the language. So it's just like English, where you do have the sound system, you do have the script system that you have to master before you can move anywhere else. But it's just that Urdu is considered a little bit harder for primarily English speaking people because of the difference in the different sounds that are there and the difference in the script system. But I want to take this moment to say that Urdu is not impossible. It is difficult, but it's not impossible. And our aim, as I said, is not to become, you know, 100% literate in Urdu. It's just to get that head start so that we can familiarize ourselves with the sound system and with the script system, and then we can move on to, learning basic communicative skills or communicative sentences or communicative um, phrases in Urdu. Um, because language is intricately connected to culture, I do hope that I'll be able to familiarize the students with some of the cultural elements that are a part of the Urdu language. A lot of these are religious, but a lot of these are also really cultural elements. For example, the kite flying festival called Basant, which is a very beautiful sort of cheerful gathering where people get together and they all fly different kites together. And, somebody cuts off the other person's kite, but it doesn't lead to any conflict or anything else like that because it is a function of happiness. So I hope to be able to talk about these kinds of cultural elements during my sessions because a lot of the language that you learn, it unavoidably brings with it a lot of cultural elements or a lot of cultural knowledge. And I hope that I will be able to familiarize the students with some of those cultural elements as well. Urdu also might open doors for future students in terms of trade, in terms of business, in terms of entrepreneurship, because in a lot of countries where Urdu is spoken or understood, for example, India and Pakistan, these are areas where um, they hold a lot of opportunities for businesses, for different kinds of nonprofit work, for different kinds of NGOs. And so I hope that this way Urdu can help students or prospective students communicate with the people from this part of the world so that they can explore these kinds of opportunities. Another reason or another way that Urdu might open doors for future possibilities is that a lot of people that are currently part of a lot of business empires or a lot of career opportunities across the globe are Urdu or Hindi speaking people. And learning Urdu might, help open doors towards those places or those opportunities as well. What will bring me the most joy as an Urdu tutor, honestly, is as a teacher, just seeing students or watching students learn and grow and really put an effort in trying to learn the language. Obviously, as a teacher, one can never expect perfection, and I don't expect that either. But I just want students to be sincere and to enjoy actually learning the language that they're learning. Encouraging advice for someone considering learning Urdu would be don't give up. It might seem hard, it might look impossible, but it is very possible as long as you're enjoying the time while you're doing it. It shouldn't be a chore, it shouldn't be this extremely arduous task that you have to do, that you have to complete, and you're suffering through it. Rather, it should be an enjoyable time where you are motivated, you are interest driven, and you really want to do it because you are enjoying it. Um, My favorite Urdu expression and why it resonates with me. Hmm. So one of the expressions that I'm really liking recently is करेला ऊपर से नीम चढ़ा, which basically means that it basically refers to somebody who is extremely moody. And so it talks about karela, which is a bitter gourd. As you know, bitter gourds are sour. And then upar se neem chadha. Neem is basically mint. So it's a bitter gourd, and on top of that, there's also mint. So bitterness upon bitterness. And that is usually just, it's an expression you use to talk about a person who is being moody or sour or bitter for no reason at all. And those are all of the questions that were needed. I hope to see you over the summer semester in our Urdu classes. Bye.